guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I just want to do like a shop my stash little 9-month low buy update and probably like a little bit of like a life update venting situation because I have thoughts and things, and my low buy update's not going to be like crazy long this month. So if you guys want to hang out while I do some makeup, chat about my low buy, chat about life, all that good stuff, then just keep on watching. So as usual in these videos, I'm not going to be talking about any of the makeup, really. A little bit. I have a little bit of a little makeup thing, aside from like obviously my low buy update to show you guys, but it's kind of related to the low buy. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of the makeup that I'm using, I will have it all listed and linked down below. Took that powder down a little bit farther than I wanted it to, but that's fine. This look needs a little extra something to blend into anyway, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the low buy update because it's going to kind of lead into something else. I have a plan in my head. I actually have like a little outline situation in my head, so that's fun. Real quick, just want you to know this makeup look that I'm doing today was inspired by a nail design that I saw on Pinterest. It was like a gradient nail, and I was like, those colors are gorgeous and I need to recreate it. So rather than trying to recreate it on my nails and having to buy a bunch of different colors, and I feel like you can't gradient regular nail polish all that well, and I have been loving press-ons, but I've been preferring colored press-ons. These ones are wild, by the way. To you guys, they are only going to look like chromed black. They're actually like a red base to them. I don't even know if you may be able to see it. Cover my eyes. Even then, that still looks super dark. They're like a dark red base, and they like change color in different lighting. Like the way the chrome shows up is different in different lighting. It's very fun, very enjoyable. I've gotten a lot of compliments on these ones. I'm already digressing, which is going great for me. Anyways, my low buy update, my little 9-month low buy update. This is the last like mid low buy update that you guys are going to get. The next low buy update, how many times am I going to say low buy update? The next low buy update you guys will get will be when I'm done, and I'm going to be like, these are my final thoughts on how the year went, you know? I'm going to lead out by saying I already know what I'm doing next year. I already have a plan for it. I've talked about it kind of briefly. I kind of like talked through my thought process briefly on my channel in some video. I truly, at this point, couldn't tell you which one. Pretty sure it was a Shop My Stash. I think it may have been either one where I was screaming into the void or the one where I talked about finding my love for makeup again. One of those two. I'm unsure. I will link both of them in this video. How about that? Don't know which one it was. I'm not going to go watch them right now to find out. Nor will I watch them before I edit this video to find out and only link the one. You get both. It's one of the two. Anyways, yeah, my kind of generalized plan, I haven't really fully formed it yet, but I think that next year I'm just going to open it up. I may put a little bit of a guideline on it or something, I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm just going to open it up and just let myself purchase. My kind of thought process behind that is, how will I know if the like lessons that I've taught myself in regards to purchasing makeup and consumption of just product in general, how will I know if those tools that I have kind of gathered over the past 2 years between a no buy and a low buy, how will I know if they work if I don't actually just try it, you know? And so that's kind of my initial thought process. Again, gotta kind of fully form it out. I'll talk about it at the beginning of next year. You guys are seeing this at the end of September, so you're like, why are you already talking about next year? Trust me, I get it. I'm filming this in August, but my brain is already several months ahead of myself. So basically, as a quick recap, in case you're newer here, I'm on a low buy, obviously, and I have some rules set for myself. I have a couple brands that if they launch product, that just doesn't count. I can if they launch a product and I'm interested on it and I want to make a video on it, I can do that. It's only like 2 or 3 brands, I want to say. So they're just like my little exceptions. I actually haven't even had to use those exceptions yet. So there's that. And other than that, my low buy is pretty much set up so that I gave myself $25 to spend every month for the year of 2024. And I could either roll the money if I didn't spend it, or I could take money from the next month if I wanted to buy something bigger. So I talked about this more extensively in my 6-month low buy updates. I'm just going to talk over her screaming. It is a string emergency. Anyways, I talked about this more extensively in my 6-month low buy update, but basically I did a testing new makeup, or testing new to me makeup video in May, June, one of those months. I don't know. I have the memory of a goldfish. That's the problem with like filming content plus planning content in advance, and then the odds of me remembering what I did before, slim to none. Also, just genuinely too lazy to pull out my content calendar and tell you exactly when it was. Anyways, I filmed a testing new to me makeup video late spring, early summer. In doing so, I took quite a bit. I had built up a decent amount of money, didn't really buy anything in like the early part of the year, like winter into spring. I really didn't buy too much, maybe like 1 or 2 things here or there. So I had a decent amount of money saved up, you know, the hypothetical monies saved up, but in purchasing for that video and just purchasing things that I was interested in trying, I did take quite a bit of money from the future. And I think what I need to do, sorry, I'm having issues with my gradient and trying to figure out how I want to blend 2 shades together. So I think I need to jump to the shade that I need to blend this purple into and then figure out what goes in between. I took quite a bit of money from the future, and I sat down and I kind of wrote it out, you know, how much I had spent versus, and then each month I took away $25 because I would have gotten $25, and it ended up being that in like April or May I had spent so much money that I wouldn't have money again until November. And in November I would have $18 to spend. Whoa, big, crazy. And I had kind of mostly just decided that more than likely that 18 bucks, oh, and by the way, whatever money I had left over at the end of the year, I was just going to add it towards my holiday haul, like allotted amount, however much that was. And I had basically kind of already said, you know what, more than likely that money is just going to go towards my holiday haul. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm good. Oh, and now she's just going to lay down. Anyways, so honestly, I've been content with what I have. I haven't really been like craving anything. Like I had said in a couple of videos, I have just been kind of like, I don't know, a little bit unimpressed with new makeup launches, with just kind of like what the industry has been putting out recently. It's just not really been incredibly exciting for me, and in the same breath, just kind of bored with what I have, which is just really like a great place to be in, right? Like I am bored with what I have, but I also am not interested in anything that's being launched, you know? So I've just been, you know, struggling a little bit and just kind of just, you know, not really that into makeup, just period. So I haven't like been, you know, struggling with my low buy in that sense. I've just been kind of just using what I have and just going with the flow and not really doing anything too crazy. And that's been fine, I guess. I have, you know, kind of gotten back into what I have makeup wise. I think I don't know, I think I was just generally a little bit burnt out, like overall, and that really wasn't helping the situation. I think it was a little bit more of that than it was necessarily just bored of what I have. I would love to see some exciting new makeup launches that really just make me want to just obsess over them. Just haven't seen any of that recently. But I mean, generally that just kind of is what it is, you know? But yeah, I had $18 to spend. I have bought some stuff that I haven't been counting towards that money, and that's just because I've been like, I'm running out of powder foundations, for example, and I never counted repurchases and like backups and stuff like that towards that amount of money. However, I am no longer buying non-BDS safe makeup, and so I'm at this kind of crossroads where I have to start trying new makeup because a lot of the makeup that I love isn't BDS safe. So I haven't been counting that stuff towards that number because it's technically buying a replacement, but it's also trying a new product. It's kind of like a weird gray area for me, I guess. I don't know. These are all my own rules, so I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, you know? So with that being said, the other day I did have to buy some replacement like skincare stuff and a couple of press-on nails from Ulta, and I was like $8 short of free shipping. I was like, I gotta buy something. So I did end up buying something that I'm gonna try with you guys on camera today, and I am officially counting my like year's worth of money done. But I did get the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. So we're going to try that on camera today. I'm going to go finish up this blend and get my skin ready for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so, sorry, gradient eyeshadows like this, especially ones that go dark to very light, it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of, you know, getting everything nice and blended, so I just figured I'd do it off camera. And I had already led up to the point of talking about the foundation, so I was like, I'll just go, you know? So I have two different shades. I have light neutral and fair neutral, just because I wasn't really too sure. I feel like I'm going to be light neutral right now, but fair neutral looks like it's definitely a shade that I would be probably closer in the winter time, or maybe need to mix them together. So that's fine. It's really hard to peel stickers when you have long nails on. But yeah, off camera I just kind of prepped my face, put on primer, did all my normal stuff, because when I'm trying a foundation, I do like to, you know, do my normal base just to see, I gotta make sure that it works with everything that I am pairing it with, you know? And I am wearing mostly e.l.f. on my skin right now, so in theory, you know, in fucking theory, I'm just gonna, yeah, it's a good enough shade match for now. I don't really know how much I need. It's like a very informal first impressions. Good shade match though. Maybe a touch too yellow, but that's okay. Powder foundation will absolutely correct that. I do think that without, well, we'll find out on my forehead, won't we? I was gonna say, I do think without the base that I kind of already had on the lower half of my face between like my e.l.f. Halo Glow and like a little bit of spot concealer and stuff, that I may not have, like, without that I wouldn't have put on enough just now. I guess my forehead's fine. Definitely like a light medium coverage, but I also don't really want to build it up, so I'm not going to. I'll just use concealer for that. We'll see how it lasts throughout the day. We'll see, you know, what the vibes are and everything like that. But yeah, that was basically it for my low buy update. I did just kind of, you know, I spent the last little bit, and now I'm done until it's time for my holiday haul, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I will live with that. Realistically, in my time, it's not that far away. But yeah, I mean, 9 months in, I'm not like dying to buy new makeup. I'm not like overly anticipating buying stuff for my holiday haul. I haven't really broken the rules or anything like that. It's just kind of, you know, I'm doing good. I think I'm doing better with this than I was with the low buy, which makes sense. But I mean, you know, just like a little overall check-in situation, I do think that I'm doing good. I mean, I will say that I'm both excited and hesitant for how I have for like my kind of plan for next year. I don't want it to like spiral out of control. But again, I just feel at this in the same breath like the beauty industry as a whole has like significantly slowed down launches and, you know, all of that. So it may just be like the perfect time to actually test the theory. It's funny, like eyeshadow palettes is the thing that I have the most of. Like, hands down, have the most eyeshadow palettes. I don't need new eyeshadow palettes by any stretch of the imagination, not even a little bit. But like, I want one. I want a new eyeshadow palette. I want something that I can focus my energy into in an eyeshadow palette, you know? But there has not, I don't even know of a single brand. I mean, ColourPop, maybe, but like, I haven't seen a single new eyeshadow palette in a hot ass minute. I do wonder though with, it seems like just kind of the makeup trend in general is starting to cycle back towards more full glam. I'm wondering if that's going to change and release schedules are going to start increasing, or at the very least we're going to start seeing more variety in makeup, because I feel like it's all just like foundations and cream bronzers and cream blushes, which is fine. I like all of those, but I want some variety. I mean, I do just also feel like cyclically, like fall especially, but fall and winter tend to be a time where people wear more full glam makeup. I don't know why that is. Maybe because it's a less sweaty time of the year, so you don't have to really worry about like your makeup sweating off, so people feel more comfortable wearing more. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really understand the logic behind it myself personally, but that could also play into it as well. But yeah, even coming from like a standpoint of like, I'm, you know, there's a lot of brands now that I'm just straight not buying for anymore. And I'm even looking at their new launches or like, you know, their social medias, and I'm not even seeing anything that I'm like, damn, like I wish I could buy that. I'm not going to support you, but I wish I could. Like, nothing is fun is being launched. Maybe I'm just like in between launch seasons. I don't know. Okay, I am really quick just gonna go set down my face off of camera and I will be right back. All right, may I vent? May I have a vent moment? Okay, thank you for your permission to do so. If you have seen, honestly, most of my videos from this summer, you would know that I have been extra struggling with the heat this year. The heat in our apartment and just the heat in general, but mostly the heat in our apartment. If you're not new here, if you are new here, I should say, I live in an apartment. We have one wall AC unit. It's in the living room. This room is the farthest away from the living room. We do have a portable AC unit. This is the first year that we've actually set that up in the bedroom as opposed to in this room. And so I have spent the last month or two trying to figure out how to make this room in particular more tolerable. As of right now, I haven't had the AC on in a couple hours because I've been filming and, you know, everything like that. It is currently 83 degrees in here and I am sweaty. Tried a bunch of different things, have a bunch of different things set up. For the most part, we do have a pretty good system now set up, right? I put tint on all of the windows to block out some of the sun. We now have blackout curtains up in the entire house so we can keep this, like, the rising sun out of the apartment. And we have a fan up in this window that can both suck in and also suck out, or blow in, I guess I should say, but also suck out. So during the day, we can have it set to suck out, and it kind of pulls that cooler air down this way. And then at night, we can turn it to blow in and pull that cool nighttime air into the apartment, really cool down the apartment overnight. I've already been, you know, up to probably here with this apartment just due to the heat, okay? Love the apartment complex, love our property manager, love the leasing office, everything like that. Like, love the price. Honestly, we're grandfathered into a much lower price than what this apartment would rent for, and also, you know, certain amenities that we don't pay for that a lot of people in other apartment complexes do pay for, certain utilities and stuff like that. With that being said, I was already, you know, up to here, really just dreaming of a world where we would live in an apartment with central AC, where I could turn on the air and it would blow through the entire house. And central AC is so much quieter than wall units and portable AC units, and so much quieter than just fans in general. And just like, I dream of it, right? Like, that's my goal. I'll lose a ton of other amenities and things that this apartment has and this complex has in exchange for central fucking air. That's it. I repeat again, I was already like up to here, right? And last year, or rather I guess would be more so like last year and this year, it just recently kind of like, I don't know, resolved itself. We were having this issue in this apartment because it is an older apartment where there was termite poop falling from the ceiling, and it kept landing on my vanity when it was over here. So for a longest time I had my vanity in a different location, and there's a couple other places in the apartment where you can clearly see either termite poop or termite, like, damage. It's really, really delightful, right? They're aware of it, you know. I guess I should say the leasing office is aware of it and all of that, but, like, there's not a ton that you can do without fumigating the entire building. So, just kind of is what it is. At this point, the termite situation seems to be done. Now, whether that means that they have moved on, whether that means that they have quite literally ate through everything where they were, or whether that means that, you know, they're gone. I don't fucking know, dude. I am not a termite expert, and I'm also not inside of my own walls, so I don't know. I will say that I kind of just permanently feel like I'm waiting to wake up one morning and, like, see it somewhere. It just kind of looks like coffee grounds is what it looks like. It's not the most fun thing, I should say. I've just been kind of, you know, feeling like I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop when it comes to that. The beginning of the week, my husband and I went to go leave for work, and we both step out of the front door, and it's like, my apartment, you go downstairs and then there's a sidewalk, and it meets the main sidewalk, and then obviously where the parking is. And right dead fucking center, pun not intended, dead fucking center of where, like, our sidewalk meets the main sidewalk to get to the car is a dead rat. Not a dead mouse, a dead rat. Which, listen, I can't blame anyone for that. That's just like circle of life bullshit. You know, it was just gross. It was just gross, and I was already, like, very uncomfortable about it. I had to physically walk past it to, like, get to the car, which is so just, like, over dramatic, you know? I get that, but it was just gross. And, like, I can't blame anyone for that. We called the leasing office right when we left for work, and she was like, oh my god, that's disgusting, but we'll get it taken care of, no problem, you know? The next day, I had an opening shift and my husband had a closing shift. So I got home before he did. And I got home, you know, whatever. I go take a shower because I'm going to, you know, get comfy, relax in bed, do whatever. And mind you, at this point, like when I got out of the bathroom after taking a shower, I noticed that one of the cats was eating out of their food bowls, which is like in a space. They were like set up in a space that was kind of where the hallway meets the kitchen. Not an abnormal thing to notice them eating food. They free feed off of their dry food bowls. It's not a big deal, right? So I'm realizing now as I'm telling this story that I should have set my face down on camera because I'm almost done. I'll just do my eyebrows and shit. Anyways, notice that I crawl into bed because I had been up since 5 in the morning and I was fucking tired and I just wanted to lay in bed and watch TikTok, and I needed to script my corpse husband video, honestly. So my husband gets home a couple hours later and he's like, there's ants in the hallway. And I was like, excuse me? We had been having, up to that point, a very small issue of ants coming in the bedroom window because we have to have the window partially open for the vent for the portable AC. But they had kind of stopped after we killed them all and like kind of killed the trail. And it wasn't even a dedicated trail yet. It was just kind of like, it was some scouts pretty much. But it was enough to kind of annoy us about it. But they hadn't really been there for the past couple days. So I get up and I go out to the hallway. And of course there's ants all over the cat food, the cat food bowls. Luckily they had eaten most of what was in those bowls. So it wasn't like I was throwing away completely full bowls of cat food because that has happened before in the past. You know, we're handling that and we're kind of stopping for a second and we're like, okay, don't kill them for a second. Where are they coming from? Like, where are they coming from? And it was just a bunch of scouts, honestly. And like, there was no dedicated trail. So we couldn't figure out where they were coming into the house from because that section is like not near an exterior wall of the house. Like that's an exterior wall. This is an exterior wall kind of thing. Like it was in the middle of the apartment. So like, where are you coming from? You know? So we clean it up and then I'm more annoyed because right next to that in a closet is where we store the cat food. And I have quite literally just purchased a $70 bag of dry food. And we had ant problems in a previous apartment, so I had bought this like screw-on airtight food container. I had noticed like a month ago that it had a crack in it, but I wasn't really and the airtight seal had broken off. But I wasn't really too concerned about it because we didn't have an ant problem. God, that feels good because I'm so hot. We have ants coming into the apartment. They're coming in near where that dry food is stored. And, oh, fucking shit. See, I think about ants and then a hair falls on me and I'm like, ugh. And it's got a crack in it. And so it's like 8 o'clock at night. Again, I've been up since 5 in the morning. I'm on my period. So I'm already very emotional. I'm fucking tired. I'm crampy, you know, like, name something that could be going wrong in that moment, and it was going wrong. Kind of, that was the mood, right? So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna run to PetSmart really quick. I check online, they have them in stock. I'm gonna run to PetSmart really quick. I'm going to go grab a new one, and we're just gonna deal with this. I would rather spend money on this now than risk losing a $70 bag of food, you know? So deal with all of that, right? Go to the first PetSmart. The girl's like, I'm so sorry. Online is usually like a day behind. And we look it up. Another PetSmart like 10 miles away has them in stock. She's like, you have enough time. You can make it there. And so I have to drive even farther to get there, get back home, deal with all of that. And then we go, okay, where are we going to put their dry food bowls? Because again, they free feed. They don't just like eat what's in the bowls and then wait for us to put more food in it for dinner kind of thing. So we're like, where are we going to put the food bowls? We wanted to give them some wet food as well because we give them wet food like every night or every other night. And so we're like, okay, we'll put it in here. It's the farthest away from there. Should be fine, right? Put it in here. Everything's good to go. I fall asleep super fucking early because, again, I had been up since 5 a.m. I was on my period and I was fucking annoyed. So I was tired. I was done with the day and I was like, I'm fucking going to bed. I don't care. So that's all fine and dandy. I wake up in the morning and I'm laying in bed and Lily is crying, much like she does when her food bowls are empty. And in my head, I'm thinking, there's no way that all 3 of those food bowls plus your wet food is gone. There's no way the 3 of you ate that much food in 9-10 hours, you know? There's no fucking way. So I was like, there's ants. I know for a fact there's ants. Because they won't eat their food when there's ants on it. Now, granted, when it was in the hallway, there was ants on the food, but it wasn't like an alarming amount of ants. It wasn't any amount of ants is an alarming amount of ants, but you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like an alarming amount of ants, right? I can't talk and do this at the same time. So it's like 8 in the morning. I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet. I haven't even made coffee yet. And I was like, let me go see. Let me look. I walk into this room, and basically, not that you guys have any point of reference based on what you can see right now, but basically exactly where this camera is sitting, where you guys are sitting, is where their plate of wet food was. And then just like right over here by the window was where their 3 food bowls were. I walk in here and I'm like, I can already see them, you know, like I can make out that there is an ant situation, especially on the food bowls. I could make it out because it was white bowls and they're black ants, you know. I could make out that there was a situation happening. But I make it about a foot, a step, I guess I should say, not even a foot, like a step away from the plate that had just whatever last little bit of remnants of their wet food. We usually just throw the plate away in the morning, but I make it a step away from that plate and instantly I just have ants crawling up my body. And I look down at the plate and it is fucking coated. I grab the plate, I literally just chuck it out my front door because I'm like, in my pajamas, I'm not dressed in a situation to like go take that immediately down to the dumpster, even though in hindsight, honestly, what I should have done is I should have walked away, put on some clothes, grabbed the plate, took it down to the dumpster immediately. That's what I should have done. It's not what I did. I dumped it outside. That was a regrettable decision because then there was just a fuckload of ants right outside of my front door. Took care of that though. But yeah, I tossed that outside. I walk in here and I look down at the ground because that was enough ants that I was like, there's a trail. I can find where these bitches are coming from. Thank God. Because if you can find where they're coming from, you can stop them from coming in there, right? As opposed to the night before when there was no trail and we were like, where are these things coming from? So I figure it out. They were actually coming in from behind the couch. So they were coming in through this wall, the outside edge of an outlet plate is where they were coming in from. And just, I'm so many, dude. So I grab the cats, I look at my husband, I go, I'm so sorry, you're going to get woken up. Because he sleeps late. So I'm like, there's so many ants. Like thousands of ants. And he's like, okay. And so I grab the cats, I toss them in the room with him, I shut the door so I can easily like do what I need to do in here without having to open and close this door to keep them out of here. So I start vacuuming, which in hindsight, regrettable decision. Kill the ants first before you vacuum them up because I made an ant farm inside of my vacuum canister. I keep feeling little hairs on me and thinking that they're fucking ants. And it's making me want to die. I'm just going to try to finish up this story really quick and then jump off and finish up my makeup. But took care of it all. My dad had given us some caulking like some silicone. And so anytime we have like a little incident or like a couple ants are coming out, I'll just like, I'll seal that shut. So I sealed that outlet shut and then just kind of was on hope and pray, you know, just on fucking hope and pray. And so I woke up this morning and there was no ants. Their food is in a completely different room. There's nothing in here. Honestly, it's kind of a miracle that I'm even sitting in this spot because I'm sitting directly above where they all were. And so it keeps making me a little bit itchy when I think about it. But like, yeah, I went from like being up to here from the heat to being up to here and just like looking at my husband and being like, I want the fuck out of this apartment. We have to move, like this and that. I'm so done. My husband and I were both supposed to actually work yesterday, and my mom was just like, one of you needs to stay home to make sure that there's no more ants and also keep an eye on their food and this and that and all this. And she was like, which one of you is staying home? And rationally, I knew that it should have been me that stayed home because my husband's about to have major dental surgery soon, and so he's going to be off of work soon. So I was like, he needs, you know, as many hours as he can get and this and that. But I said to my mom, I was just like, if I stay in this apartment today, I was like, I will lose my fucking mind. I was like, I have to leave. I have to be the one to leave. So I did. I went to work. My husband stayed home. He dealt with everything. He did all the like cleaning. I just basically killed them, stopped them from where they were, and vacuumed up most of the ants. And then I was just like, you have to deal with the rest of it. That's your job. So I'm feeling a little bit renewed and refreshed today because I woke up and there is no ants, but yeah. So I'm going to go finish up the last little bit of my makeup because honestly doing eyebrows and eyeliner on camera is super hard. So I'm going to go do all of that and I will be right back. All right, so this is the final look. Lola is crazy right now. But this is the final look. I love the way that it turned out. I think that it's so cute. I love the way that the eyeshadow looks. Anyways, that is going to wrap up my 9-month low buy update and my little vent sesh. I'm feeling better today. Hopefully the ants are fucking gone. Hopefully. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Comment down below and let me know if you're doing a low buy, no buy. What's your buying situation? I would love to hear all about it. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!